Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who gets to see his wife getting cozy with a guy in real time. Let's see how it goes. So here comes a bit of a rant, but I have to get it off my chest. My wife, 30 female, and I, 33 male, have been together for 8 years, married 5, and D-Day was 2 weeks ago. A little background to make some things a little clearer later on. We were both really into the punk music scene, and that's how we met and how we spent a lot of our time. As time went on, I lost interest in, grew out of going to concerts and shows, but my wife still enjoys going. So 2 weeks ago, there was a concert she wanted to go to. I, as usual, passed, but she went with some friends of ours, and like always, I told her to have a good time. Later in the night, I get a Snapchat from one of my friends at the concert. It's of the other friend at the bar acting strange with the text over it, WTF. I'm a little confused why they sent it to me, but then the camera pans and zooms to my wife talking to a guy, and it looks like they are really enjoying each other's company. Nothing physical, just really close talking, but very flirtatious looking. I tried texting them, asking what's going on, but I don't get an answer from them. I start texting my wife, but also no answer. I honestly trusted my wife, and even though the text over the video was troubling, I reassure myself everything's okay and try to get some sleep. But it's not okay. I can barely sleep, and if I do happen to doze off, I wake up with a tight gut checking my phone for messages, but there's nothing. I hear the door open around 4 a.m. along with soft sobbing. I'm in bed at this moment, and my heart is pounding. She comes into the bedroom, sits by my side. I'm kind of pretending to be asleep, and she shakes me saying we need to talk. She tells me she slept with someone else that night. My whole world literally shattered in the time it took to say that sentence. My blood felt on fire, like I was getting needle pinpricks all over my body. I'm just sitting there in this pain. She reached for my hand and I pulled away. She's crying and she says she's sorry, regrets it, remorseful, all that. Because deep down I wanted her to visually see how hurt I am. I ask for details. She tells me they met at the show, talked, and hit it off. She said she lost herself and it felt like our first date all over again. I asked about what our friends did, and she tells me they tried to pull her away, but she lied to him and said he was an old friend and they were catching up. She left the concert with him and went to his place to have sex. After having sex, she said she fell asleep for a bit and then woke up feeling, what have I just done? She's crying and tells him she has to go and says she cried the entire cab ride back. I start with, how could you? Why did you? All that. Her only explanation was she got those first date feelings again, and he reminded her of when we first met. We had a wonderful marriage. Lots of affection, communication, love, and understanding. She had no issues with the marriage. This was all one big mistake. I know she regrets it. I know how remorseful she is. And that's what hurts the most. I can understand if I was slipping as a husband, if she was unhappy, but everything was fine. She's been very honest with everything, and in the past 2 weeks has taken a lot of shit from friends and family. Every day I can see it on her face how much she wishes she could change the things she did and how much she wants to reconcile. Yesterday when I woke up, I lay in bed and I was feeling good. Must have had a good dream or something. And I thought of all the good we had and how I shouldn't let this ruin our, and what we both thought was a great marriage. I was actually kind of smiling and I went to go tell her I want to work on this. But as soon as I saw her, it all went away. I'm going to file for divorce. Sorry for the wall of text. I really needed to vent this somewhere instead of screaming it into a pillow. I chopped down details because it was looking too long. Any questions? Go ahead. Edit. Wow, this is getting a bit more attention than I was expecting. Want to thank everyone for the support. To address everyone saying it's only been 2 weeks and I'm rushing into divorce. I hear you. I'm not heading to a lawyer really anytime soon. I was just trying to express my headspace right now. We will be separating first, but I made it clear to her my intentions are divorce. The time apart may do some good for me, but I doubt it. Thinking of our future together, I just don't see myself being able to deal with the baggage and triggers, and my path would be better to start fresh. Edit 2. We will separate first, and I'm not heading to a lawyer really anytime soon. Just trying to express the headspace I'm in right now. But I'm fearful my regrets would be staying. Let's say years from now, everything feels good and we're out to dinner on a date and I just get triggered thinking, this is the woman who betrayed me. Or if we decide to have children, well, I question if it's mine. The baggage feels too heavy and seems like it would just be easier to start over. Time apart might help me think clearer, but I'm doubtful. And everything was great. Our life was hardly routine. Sex life was always great and exciting. Romantic gestures, affection was always there. Great communication. We always told one another what was on our mind. If we had an issue, it was brought up immediately with and dealt with. It's these things that make my stomach turn. I asked if there was something wrong in our relationship, and she assures me there wasn't, that I was good to her and she messed it up. If things began to get bland, boring, or if I did something wrong, I could at least make some sense of this. I know her reason she gave me for cheating is really odd. She briefly lived in her own world where at that time only she mattered. Edit 3. I know she's remorseful. It's taken a toll on both of us. We're both not eating, sleeping. She hasn't done anything like trying to get me to feel bad for her, trying to seduce me by initiating sex. She's owned up to everything and has been honest. As far as she knew, she got away with it, but told me as soon as she got home. The repercussions she's facing from friends and family, it'd be easier for her washing her hands of this and breaking off. Honestly, she's done everything right so far. Deleted all social media, partly from shame, and has given me full access to her phone and emails, which I have no interest in. I know it may sound like I'm defending her, but that's what makes this so hard. When we met, both our last relationships ended with our partners cheating, and her parents' marriage ended with an affair. Her dad isn't speaking to her, so she's well aware how this could affect our relationship. She knows she fucked up, and I just don't see myself healing. I do think she knew what she was doing, but was so lost in that feeling she says she had with me that she forgot about, well, me. I do think she confessed on her own will not to beat the friends to the punch. When I talked to them, they sent the video before they confronted her. And they kind of bought her story, actually. There wasn't any real physical cheating that they saw, just a flirty conversation. They said they felt weird about it and decided to just leave it alone, and they already did enough that night. Update. Just some quick background. D-Day was early March. Wife had a one-night stand, came home, and told me the night of. I had my sights pretty much set on divorce. I intended on doing this a little sooner, but I kind of got carried away working on myself. About 2 weeks from my last post, early April, she moved out. And honestly, it feels like a curse has been lifted. That month of her being here and having to see her every day and being reminded of what she did ruined me. I was depressed, crazy mood swings. All of a sudden, I just feel flushed with anger. But now that she's gone, I'm not dreading coming home anymore or waking up in the morning. I'm getting out, working on stuff around here, have energy. It's been nice. She moved in with her mom, who was probably the only person who would take her, while she finds an apartment, or until I take her back, which won't be happening. My friends have been very helpful and supportive throughout this. Only a few are really still talking to her, even though they don't condone what she did. I ran into one of these friends, who is also a coworker of hers, and she told me she's not doing well. Depressed, not doing well at her job, etc. As much as I don't wish her any specific misery, I can't say I didn't take a little bit of joy in hearing that. I did ask her if she gave her a reason to why she did it. Pretty much got the same answer I did. Although she added she felt like being selfish and wanted to be single again for a night, which she deeply regrets now. Which brings me to therapy. I decided not to go to therapy because when she left the house, I started getting out of my funk, and like I said, I have a great support group with my friends. She wanted to do couples therapy, but I turned her down and suggested she go on her own to figure herself out. A lot of people have been asking me why I'm so easily giving up on this marriage. I know there's people out there who move on from something like this, but I just can't. If I stayed with her, it would infect me. Over time, it would spread and I would just become hollow. That's not something I want and would rather start new. Do I miss her? Yes, but I miss my wife before she cheated on me. This person she is now is something else. This may have been a bit rambling, just trying to get most of the big points out there without it going too long. All in all, I'm doing good for the most part, working on making myself happy again. I choose to survive this infidelity on my own. You are in the right headspace, OP. You are young, you don't have children. It's straight out the door and never look back for you. She's immature. She needed to be single for one night. This isn't the mindset of a married woman with responsibilities. It's good that she's truly remorseful, but at the end of the day, what does it achieve? She can't unfuck the guy. If you forgive her this once, it'll set the tone for the rest of your relationship. That you'll be this doormat who will bend over and take her crap. What happens if she cheats again? Say, when you have kids. Imagine what a clusterfuck that'd be. So just walk away now. Good luck. Now for some comments. You aren't throwing away your marriage. She did when she decided she wanted to be single for a night. Have people come back from this? Yes, but those people aren't you. The only one in this entire situation who has the choice to stay in this marriage is you, no one else. If others don't accept your decision, then it's quite possible those people don't belong in your life. If you continue to stay separated and then divorce, I hope it's the best decision for you. If you decide you changed your mind and want to work on your marriage, then I hope that is the best decision for you. My cheating husband had a 4-month affair and God knows what else. And like you, I know myself and I know what I'm capable of getting over. I could have stayed with him, especially for the kids, but I know a big piece of myself would have died. I would be a different person. Not a better person, but different. Empty. I honestly thought about giving it a shot, but just couldn't do it. He says I'm the one that made the decision to destroy our family. Whatever helps him sleep at night, I guess. Good luck. Stay strong.